Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Andrew Sanders.
And I'm Rebecca Brumfield. Thanks for joining us. Two teens from Muncie Central are connected to a triple shooting where one man died. 24-year-old Rafael Rodriguez was killed during a robbery attempt at his Canterbury Drive home. The other two victims were shot but did not die. Police say the 17-year-olds are considered armed and dangerous because of their connection to the robbery. Police also say the two suspects of the shooting were in their early 20s and were already in custody for preliminary murder charges and conspiracy to commit robbery. The motivation of the crime is said to be drugs.
After a patient was discovered with Legionnaire's disease last week, IU Health Ball Memorial Hospital has been going through new safety measures. NewsLink Indiana's Tony Sandlaben is live in the newsroom with details. Tony?
Thanks, Andrew. Last week, Ball Memorial completely shut down their water supply. Now things are a little bit back to normal. However, the hospital is still not allowing consumption of the tap water, and showers have remained filtered to ensure the water remains clean. Now, as far as the Muncie water is concerned, Dr. Jeff Bird, the Chief Operating Officer and Chief Medical Officer of the hospital, says there is nothing to worry about.
Yeah, so it's not at risk. Our domestic water supply gets tested for this very frequently. Domestic water and hospital water are different things, though, because you and I are very healthy. If we were exposed to microscopic amounts of Legionella in drinking water, for instance, or in a shower, we would not get ill from that. But because we do have patients in the hospital who are what we call immunocompromised, and that means that their body's ability to fight infection can be dramatically decreased. Those people with even tiny exposures can get clinically ill.
Now, Dr. Bird did want to emphasize the hospital has not yet received any positive test results from its water. Now, those test results are expected back sometime in the next week. Live in the newsroom, Tony Sandlaben, NewsLink Indiana.
Knight Transportation will open a regional operations service center in Indianapolis. The company specializes in truckload transportation and service. The new center will create up to 426 jobs by 2021, and Indy was chosen because of how successful the Plainfield branch of the company is. Governor Mike Pence says the decision will drive Indiana's economy and create quality jobs for Hoosiers. They are looking to hire driving associates, mechanics, and entry-level managers, and you can apply online by going to www.driveknight.com.
With Hillary Clinton's campaign office opening in Muncie, reporter Robert Segovia has more on the reaction to the announcement and the impact it will have on her campaign.
Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton has opened campaign offices in Fort Wayne, Lafayette, and Muncie. Mayor Dennis Tyler endorsed Clinton at the opening of the downtown Muncie campaign office at 214 North Walnut Street Monday evening. Campaign volunteers have been going door to door in order to rally support for Clinton. The new office is an effort to gain supporters to go out and vote. I spoke to Ball State's political science professor Joseph Lasco about the impact of the new Indiana campaign offices and their impact on Clinton's presidential run.
Well, the fact that Hillary Clinton is opening a campaign office here in Muncie seems to indicate that she's taking the challenge seriously by Bernie Sanders. Certainly having a staff on location, having people that can come in and check.
I also spoke to a Ball State student on her reaction to the new campaign office and how campus involvement will bring more students out to vote.
So, I think it's interesting that Hillary is set up an office here in Muncie, because usually they have them in, big cities, Chicago, New York, Boston, whatever. So I think it's really interesting that she put it in, I wouldn't say a random location, but a different location than probably most other candidates would.
On April 2nd, Democratic opponent Bernie Sanders opened up campaign offices in the Hoosier State. Early voters have taken to the ballots to cast their vote. The Indiana May 3rd primary is a focal point of all the candidates as the race heats up. In Muncie, Robert Segovia, NewsLink, Indiana.
The primary is less than a month away, and there should be heavy involvement around the Hoosier State in the race for the White House. Both Indiana Senators Dan Coats and Joe Donnelly sent a letter today to the Government Publishing Office to change the designation of the Indiana natives from Indianans to Hoosiers in the 2016 Government Publishing Office's Style Manual. Both senators feel very strong about the issue and came together today in the to say in the proposal that whether we are cheering for the Indiana Hoosiers on the basketball court, hiking Hoosier National Forest, or inviting friends over for some Hoosier hospitality, we have always called ourselves Hoosiers. The Hoosier moniker has endured since our state's beginnings, and we urge you to consider its inclusion in the GPO's next style manual. So, with all this new weather, I have been so happy that it finally feels like April. We're getting into like the sunny skies, the nice little warm breeze, and it's just seriously been so great.
Yeah, today was seriously just sunshine and smiles all around.
I was so happy.
And I'm really hoping we can keep that around for a little bit. Nick, what can you tell us about the weather for the upcoming week?
Sunshine and smiles, that was the theme of the day today. We're actually going to be seeing a warm-up trend later on. I'll tell you more about that, but right now we got ourselves a cooling trend. We have 44 as the temperature right now with those winds coming out of the east, northeast, around 5 miles per hour. It's going to feel like it's 42 degrees. We do have a freeze watch that will be in effect until 2 a.m. this morning, so it's going to be really chilly out tonight. But coming up later on the broadcast, yes, that cool night I was talking about, what you can expect for that. Here comes the sun, what you can expect for that, and your sunny weekend forecast. I'll have that for you later on in the broadcast. Guys?
All right, well, coming up, see how students are working to raise awareness for human trafficking.
Also find out what changes could be coming to Ball State's campus.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. The fallout continues over North Carolina's new anti-LGBT discrimination law. Community leaders, church officials, and hundreds of others gathered in Winston-Salem Monday to voice their concerns. They say the legislative measure makes the state the most oppressive in the nation. Kim Wayne reports.
Through song and worship, hundreds of people gathered at Green Street United Methodist Church in Winston-Salem to speak out against House Bill 2.
And if we do not stop this now, in its tracks, none of us are safe and none of us are free.
Religious leaders from all backgrounds, community members, and attorneys explained that the bill was about much more than just bathrooms. Law professor Sid Shapiro says the bill also prevents cities and counties from setting their own minimum wage. It also prevents city and county governments from passing anti-discrimination laws.
These changes make North Carolina the most repressive state in the union.
Senior pastor of the church, Reverend Kelly Carpenter, says he organized the event to address unanswered questions about the bill and the transgender community.
When this bill came up and became law, we were very, very concerned.
Carpenter says the church is one of many congregations in Winston-Salem which has openly welcomed the LGBT community.
We have a number of transgender folks as part of our congregation, and so we really wanted to speak out about this. The misinformation and the myths and the fears and the transphobia that has been projected because of this bill needs to be addressed.
Well, a certain Ball State student is fighting for more inclusion on campus. NewsLink Indiana's Abby Jackson is live in the atrium with the story. Abby?
I'm outside one of only a few unisex bathrooms located on Ball campus. The others are in Neuer and the lack of unisex bathrooms makes it hard for some students to live comfortably on campus. Hannah Winter is one of them.
Hannah Winter is just like any other Ball State sophomore. She hangs out with her friends and goes to class. But Winter says she lives in a constant state of discomfort. The reason?
Bathrooms. They all kind of make me uncomfortable.
Winter identifies as non-binary, an umbrella term meaning she doesn't identify as specifically female or male.
I get weird looks daily going to the bathroom, so that's just something that I kind of deal with. But so yeah, sometimes people walk in and they'll do a double take, like they'll walk back out and make sure that they're in the right bathroom.
Winter says she's proposed legislation to the Student Government Association to try to get a unisex bathroom on every floor of every building on campus. Bailey Laughlin, an at-large senator for SGA, co-authored the bill about gender-neutral bathrooms. She says this year they decided to revamp the legislation originally proposed to focus first on new buildings going up.
So our biggest focus was in new buildings that were being remodeled or rebuilt. So example, the new Johnson that's going up, we really encourage them to place gender-neutral bathrooms somewhere in the lobby because dorm rooms are becoming the private ones, which eliminate the gender identity ones.
Roanne Royer-Ingold, the director of the Multicultural Center, was unavailable for interview but said in an email, quote, "The gender-neutral bathroom issue is a priority of the Council of Diversity and Inclusion on campus and is currently being explored by the Council. An audit of public restrooms was completed and the results will be shared by administrators in the upcoming weeks."
Winter said she doesn't expect to see any students in the bathroom until after she graduates, and Laughlin added that the SGA does expect students in a few years. But this is certainly a step in the right direction. Live in Muncie, Abby Jackson, NewsLink, Indiana.
A student-run agency is bringing awareness to the issue of human trafficking. NewsLink Indiana's Bree Isom has more.
Ball State University's International Justice Mission Agency set up a protest today to make students more aware of human trafficking and slavery. Lauren Bainey, the president of Ball State's International Justice Mission Agency, explains why students are protesting today.
Together today for this. Yeah, so International Justice Mission is actually a global organization, and there are college campus chapters. And for the next 2 weeks, the headquarters of IJM is called Stand for Freedom Week. So a lot of college campuses are doing this, and we just decided to do ours these 2 days because we could get the scramble egg and we knew there'd be nice weather. So we're out here for the next 24 hours talking to people, making connections, and sharing about who we are and what we do.
IJM is a global agency that works to protect the poor from violence like human trafficking and slavery. Kurt Green, the vice president of AJM, explains how he doesn't think many people know that slavery still exists.
Yes, it's really surprisingly unknown how many people are still enslaved today. So a lot of people, a lot of educated people think of slavery as something that was abolished completely in 1864. But the unfortunate truth is that while legislation may keep slavery from being legal, it doesn't keep it from existing all the time.
Slavery still exists. Right now, 35 million people are enslaved worldwide. In Muncie, Bree Isom, NewsLink, Indiana.
IJM raises money to increase awareness for human trafficking and violence. Ball State's group will hold another benefit and concerts and other events to help with fundraising.
Well, we saw some clear and sunny skies today here in Muncie, so find out how much longer we can expect these warm temperatures.
Your full weather forecast will come back when we return.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Now, Andrew, I am so excited that the rain has finally stopped and we're getting back into that April groove of just really nice weather.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with it's been raining the past month, past week,
I know,
everything.
it's just like
by
all
the time
over
we
the
finally get
place.
to April, we were getting snow. So now we've got sun. Nick, tell me it's here to stay, please.
Yes, I got some good news for you. That sunshine will be sticking around. But unfortunately, before we get to that sunshine, we got to deal with some cooler temperatures. Take a look across the board. We got 54 in Kansas. Minneapolis, you're looking at 45 degrees. Denver, you're looking at 55 degrees. Billings, you are looking at 71 degrees. So here we go right now with the temperatures here in the state of Indiana. Indianapolis, you're looking at 46, 44 in Muncie. Lafayette, you're looking at 45. Bloomington and Terre Haute, a good 46 degrees for your temperature. Highs today across the state. 53 in Indianapolis, 50 in Muncie, 54 in Bloomington and Terre Haute, some warmer temperatures there, and 51 up in Fort Wayne, Indiana. High temperatures today, we had a high of 50 and a low of 33, with the average usually being around 60 degrees and 40 degrees for the low temperature. Now back in 1977, we set a temperature of 83 degrees, and 2 years before that, really cool temperatures, 22 degrees for the low. Past couple 14 hours, very nice conditions outside, beautiful. I think I even just saw myself walk by, but yeah, it was a perfect day to go out, walking on by, beautiful temperatures. But unfortunately tonight, speaking of cool, 33 will be your low temperature, but there will be clear skies. I would not recommend going out because that freeze warning is in effect until 2 a.m. in the morning. Those winds will be coming out of the east at 5 miles per hour, making it feel a little bit cooler, but let it shine. 60 degrees will be your high temperature tomorrow with sunny skies expected. Winds will be coming out of the east around 10 miles per hour. Take a look at that 7-day forecast. 67 on Thursday. Friday, it'll be 70 degrees. Saturday, 74 degrees. 77 on Monday, but no sun, just mostly cloudy skies. And Tuesday, well, expect some rain, but a low temperature of 71 degrees. So that sun will be sticking around, which is just wonderful.
So excited.
All right. I didn't think we were done with snow. Are we actually done with snow at this point?
Yes, I am 100% sure we are done with snow. It's just going to be mostly rain from this point out, but yeah, we will be definitely seeing some warmer temperatures and definitely some sunny skies out there.
And I know we've got a little bit of April showers that we need to look out for, but nothing in this upcoming week.
Yeah, it's, I'm just saying these temperatures are going to be beautiful. I'm just saying.
All right, well, thank you, Nick. Coming up next on NewsLink Indiana, find out who signed to play for Ball State basketball next fall.
And find out how many wins Ball State baseball has racked up. All this and more after the break.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Peter Hood with your sports. Well, it was a big night for baseball in the area coming into the evening. Yorktown, Daleville, and Wapahani all ranked top 5 in the state in their respective classes. There you see them. All 3 of them were in action tonight. 2 of them facing off against each other. Let's take a look at some highlights. Yorktown playing host to Daleville this evening in a matchup of ranked Delaware County teams. Game was tied at 2 heading to the bottom of the 5th inning, but this Matt Phillips RBI double was part of a 3-run inning for Yorktown. Tigers led 5-2, but Daleville did not go away. Lead gets cut to 2 here on a double by Daleville's TJ Price in the top of the 6th inning. There you see him rounding first base. He'll walk into second with a stand-up double. That scored a run. The lead for Yorktown was 5-3. Top of the 7th now. Broncos within 1 run. Tying run on second, but Sullivan Swingley gets the strikeout to end the game, and the Tigers hold on to win this one. Final score, Yorktown 5, Daleville 4. Swingley gets the win. Meanwhile, in Selma, Wapahani taking on a Blue River Valley team which sits just outside the top 10 in Class 1A. Of course, Wapahani ranked in their class, picking things up in the bottom of the 3rd. Grant Thompson going to score the first run of the game for the Raiders on a single to left field. Raiders would pour it on from there. Same inning, this is Alex Summers. He drives home 2 Raiders on an RBI double, and both guys coming around to score here. A little bit later on, Summers is going to strike again. This will come in the 5th inning, and what was a big one for Wapahani, he drives home Taylor Schroyer on a base knock. Schroyer steps across home plate. Wapahani goes on to win by run rule tonight, 10-0 in 5 innings. Delta currently trailing Mount Vernon 2-0 on the road tonight. Muncie Central in action tomorrow against Richmond. And speaking of baseball, how about the Ball State baseball Cardinals? After sweeping Western Michigan over the weekend, the Cardinals have now won 6 straight and 9 of their last 10. In those games, Ball State has scored 110 runs. Tomorrow, they're on the road against a team that made an NCAA tournament appearance 1 year ago. The Cardinals are traveling to play the Indiana Hoosiers tomorrow, but Maloney and his team says they're not intimidated by this Big Ten foe.
We've been playing good ball, and we're a solid team. So, we're going to go in there expecting to play well. And if we play well, we'll have a chance to win. Certainly, IU has a great program, and, we've got a pretty solid one ourselves. So it'll be a good matchup.
First pitch tomorrow is set for 6 p.m. down in B-Town. And finally, it was made official today. Kyle Mallers, who signed to play basketball with Ball State in the fall, was named an Indiana All-Star. Mallers becomes the 34th signee in Ball State history to be honored. He's just the 2nd player in Fort Wayne Carroll history to make the team. The other, Gabe Miller, played briefly at Ball State. And guys, that will make 5 Indiana All-Stars on Ball State's men's basketball roster next year with the addition of Kyle Mallers.
Impressive.
Absolutely.
Looking for good things out of this team.
Yeah. Coming up next, find out what in this world movie trilogy is coming to theaters.
And find out what a cappella show is coming to Ball State after the break.
got a king?
Go fish!
In your face! In your face!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jackie Miller with your entertainment news. The original Star Wars trilogy will return to theaters on behalf of the Alamo Drafthouse. The movies A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi will be shown in 20 cities nationwide starting in August. The locations have yet to be announced, but the films will be shown back-to-back remastered screenings. Tickets for the show will be on sale starting May 4th, also known to fans as Star Wars Day. The ticket prices have yet to be set, but an Alamo Drafthouse spokesperson says prices will likely be announced next week. This year is the first time Ball State will be hosting Macapella. This show will include many hard-working ensembles from the MAC Conference. Each of these ensembles has put together a new show that will be performed on Saturday, April 16th at 7:30 p.m. in Emmons Auditorium. Each ensemble has many rehearsals a week to learn these songs. A lot of the songs you will hear are arranged by students and taught by students. This show will feature songs of all genres and styles for free. Macapella is a show put on at the end of each school year, and the Ball State ensembles have come together to continue this tradition. Starbucks launched its new rewards program today, and customers are not happy. Unlike the old Gold Star rewards, customers get 2 stars per $1 spent instead of 1 star per visit. Customers also have to earn 300 stars to reach gold level instead of 30 like before. But that's not the only thing that has people steaming. Starbucks is asking people to update their app to support the new program. But when they do, all of their current stars disappear. Starbucks is working on the app's issues and says that any stars that were taken should be replaced as soon as possible. That's all for your entertainment news. Back to you at the desk.
So let's take a look at this final weather because I'm really interested to see what we've got coming up for Monday.
Yeah, those temperatures are not only going to be going up, but we're going to be seeing some sunny skies. Take a look at this. Thursday, 67 degrees. Friday, 70 degrees. Sunday, we'll be looking at 75 degrees, but then the rain chances will return on Tuesday with 71 degrees. I don't know about you guys, but I am so ready for the sun tomorrow.
Finally.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hey, I just got to get ready for it. I'm
about
telling
time.
you, the sun's coming out.
I'll have to give me a pair.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.